25 here. Getting closer to the leaders now. They're at a bit of a disadvantage now because they're might be very busy racing with each other, slowing each other up a tad. Well, I'm just clear to run in their way. Okay, so the fight for first and second dead ahead of us. Car 5. And the other red car, which I think is 25. If we got to do the downhill well, we should be able to get a good tow out of a couple of these cars. And this lap might be the lap we can go by. We'll see. And you see I got blocked a little bit by car 5 there. Really couldn't be able to even with car 5 in the braking zone there, so there was nothing chancy about that pass, and he yielded the line since I was dead even with him in the braking zone. Still, I didn't just assume that I could move out and take up his space on the racetrack either. I tried to keep it tucked in, giving him the option if he wanted to play that way to just drive around the corner, the outside of the corner with me. Got a white flag out. That means a slow race car or a service vehicle on the racetrack. And sure enough, there's a blue car pulling off to the inside. It was no problem. Okay, getting a bit of a run on the leader. Simply pull out of the draft. Down to the number 3. Top braking. Car 25, it looks like car 8 might have gotten caught out in the water that's down around the inside edge of the road in the first part of Big Bend. Someone must have gone up there and splashed some water on the racetrack. I saw that last lap, and it was further to the right of where our normal racing line is, so I was able to avoid it just by being wider. Okay, we got the lead. Now the thing to do is to put in a couple of laps as perfectly as you can manage. Let the fellows behind you try to match your preciseness. It's a little harder to do when there are cars in your mirrors, for certain. Puts the pressure on. And at a racetrack like this, the draft advantage is something to always be reckoned with. Now John's coming up behind me here, and he's going to try me on the inside, taking the advantage of the draft. Okay, let's go back to second again. Lost the position on the draft by. Okay, now John's pretty slow at the entry to the left-hander. So if you don't draft by him, come out to the straightaway this lap, we'll try him in the left. Draft, we're closing on him. We simply pull out of the draft, take a ride by, and do it all in the braking zone. Then let's see what we can do. We're getting some distance between. Whoop! Somebody got offline back there. I think John might have got... Yep, the red car got passed by the black car. We're trying as hard as we can to do perfect laps here. Hopefully to get enough distance on the cars behind us so that the draft doesn't become a factor. We're getting close. The car behind me is about 7 car lengths back, and that's kind of the tail end of any draft advantage. Let's see. Yep, I don't think he's going to be able to get a draft by shot on us now, just playing too far back. Okay, we're out in front. All we need to do is just be consistent. Don't pitch the tail out too much like I just did. Put the pressure on the guys behind you to do as accurate a job as you're trying to do. Not such a good day out to the right-hander. We're used to seeing 51 and the 49. I think I've got Bill a bit in the uphill. Off the downhill a tad there. Still seems to be quite enough. Seems to be enough distance. Let's nail the right-hander this time and put him away. Bad. Let's see if we got 5. We needed 49 again. Felt better. Wasn't a whole lot better.
That's great fun. I'm at an advantage in this field, having driven this racetrack about 10,000 laps and for about 7 years. And the folks we're racing against are a real cross-section of the kind of students that run with us. We've got folks that are doing their first race ever, fellows who have done 15 years of racing before they've even come to us. We've got at least 3 fellows in the field that are interested in pro careers and really want to go to Indy. Let's go to Skip up on the hill and have him put the whole thing together.
Other sports have traditionally had coaches. Even Jack Nicklaus has a coach. But until recently, race drivers have been largely self-taught. When I started racing, drivers were very secretive about their knowledge. In fact, if another driver told you how to drive your race car, you could be pretty sure he was telling you the opposite of what he thought. That's all changed with the advent of driving schools. The last couple of years, 1/3 of the starting field at Indianapolis have trained with us. And those guys really talk to each other about their car problems and about how to drive the race car. Racing is a tremendously difficult sport that usually takes years to master. And here we are trying in a short tape to tell you how to do it. Obviously, we've only been able to deal with the fundamentals. But as your experience increases, and as you get more time in the car and get confronted with more sophisticated problems, you'll find that the solution to those problems is in the basics we've dealt with here. These methods, these techniques work. You ought to refer back to them. If you are able to go racing, you ought to be realistic about the financial aspects. It always costs more than you would like. And what you need to do is spend your money wisely. You have to get a lot of seat time. You're much better off driving a slow car 15 or 20 hours a year than you are driving a Bullet an hour and a half. Speaking for the Skip Barber Racing School and for our race series, I hope you've enjoyed this tape, and we'd all like to thank you for watching. Thank you.